Hi everyone, Callie here. In this video I'm going to build and review Flowers in a Watering Can. It's set number 31149. It has 420 pieces. The set released on January 1st, 2024 and retails for $29.99 US. As this is part of the Creator 3-in-1 theme, we have two alternate builds. First off, we got two birds on a floral perch, and then we have rain boot with flowers. I think all three variations offered in the set are very strong, but today I am going to stick with the watering can. Historically, this isn't the sort of set that I would have bought. I'm not really into sort of display pieces that aren't related to, superheroes, and I have sort of tried to avoid buying the botanicals because although they're gorgeous, I can't collect everything, and I'm sort of like, please don't go down that path. But then they had a promo where you spent $50 on various themes. One of them was Creator. You could get two poly bags, and I was like, sure, no problem. It really doesn't take much to twist my arm to buy Lego. Back to the build, and it contains 3 stages. It looks like the first 2 were all yellow pieces, so we're building a watering can first, and then the flowers will be the last stage. There's a booklet for each of the 3 builds, and as you can see as I flip through the main one here, there's nothing particularly special about it. It does highlight the Creator 3-in-1 wave that it came from. Let's get started! Stage 1 is dedicated to creating the core structure of the watering can. First off, we've got the base, and then we start to build up the center and surround it with a lot of snot bricks. As this is a Creator 3-in-1 set, we've got some really interesting parts that are sort of hidden in the internal structure of this watering can, and that does actually make building this cuboid pretty interesting. Hiding them this way is actually pretty clever. Like those printed eye pieces that are for the birds, but obviously we don't need them here. You can see them there, they're just sort of hanging out. They don't have any structural purpose in this particular build, but it's a great way to make sure you don't lose those pieces when you want to come and build the alternative versions. On this polished side, you can see we've got a Technic brick that's exposed there, and that will be to add the spout later. At the top of the can, we also have some exposed Technic holes, and that will be so we can add the butterflies and flowers in at the end. With all of that snot work, you just know that stage 2 is going to be all about tiling and polishing that. And I find this kind of building incredibly satisfying. We're starting with the side with the handle, and it uses those arches to create that look that kind of remind me of a skate park. If it wasn't for that one structural plate, you wouldn't even know that was Lego. We then make 2 identical panels for each side. We're covering the plate with some curved tiles and regular tiles, and they just pop right on. To finish the watering can, we have the little Technic spout. And there you go. Look at that. It doesn't even look like Lego. That is just absolutely gorgeous. As is a watering can, the bright yellow absolutely works. The little spout section is, it's just a Technic wheel, but it's absolutely perfect. This is fantastic design. I don't really have any complaints. I wish that you couldn't see that one plate at the very back with the handle because that's the only thing that isn't beautifully polished. But even that doesn't really bother me. The watering can is sort of human-sized. I can get 2 fingers in there no problem, and manipulate it however I might like. Like the rest of the watering can, the top is beautifully tiled off, and you can see the sort of mud area waiting for some flowers. So we should probably build some. Let's get to it. After we put in the transparent stems, we then build the sort of core with the leaves for the bottom of all the flowers. So they're all identical, the only variation being the colors, which actually keeps it interesting enough to stop the build feeling repetitive. They're such interesting colors. You've got a green flower, a blue flower, and now I'm finishing off with a purple flower. And then we start to build the butterflies. Again, these are 3 of the exact same builds. They're just in different colorways, and then you sort of pop them on those transparent stems. Okay, now that I've finished the set, I feel like I did something wrong because look at that giant gap. That doesn't feel right. And then, like here, I think the flowers look cramped maybe, and that butterfly there looks like it's kind of on its own little side mission. I'm not sure, but oh wow, I have to say I really like how that yellow flower just absolutely pops. But yeah, that gap there is concerning. So let me just check the instructions, make sure I put things in the right spot. Because it doesn't look as balanced as it did in the store window or really on the box. So I think I did something wrong here. As far as I could tell, I didn't do anything wrong. So I sort of rearranged things to make the flowers and the butterflies even. So this is sort of my interpretation of putting things in certain places so that the flowers on their own sort of pop and then there's a butterfly in between every flower. I think this looks a little better, although I don't like that gap right there. You can kind of see into it. At least all of the flowers you can kind of make properly bloom, and all the butterflies are kind of going from 1 flower each maybe. There is a lot of sort of personal customization as to placement here because everything, oh, oops, broke the set. Of course I did. Let me just put that back. But because the flowers are all on joints and then all the petals themselves are actually little clips on that central Technic piece there, you can make everything kind of however you want. Even the leaves at the bottom can move. So the black flowers can sort of be fully bloomed, they can be in a little bit. The only thing you can't really manipulate too much are the butterflies. You can obviously rotate them on the stem itself, but you can't rotate the stem. The stem is stuck at 290-degree angles. You can't sort of just move around a little bit, because that kind of would have solved my problem initially with some of these gaps. Final configuration I tried was moving that light blue purple butterfly towards the front instead of rotated towards the spout. I think that the blue and purple flower now looks cramped. Obviously the yellow flower at the back looks great, but you still have that gap in there, and then that butterfly kind of kills your ability to see the blue flower, so I really don't think I like that at all. I returned everything the way it's supposed to be as per the instructions, and I think it's just a case of I just need to sort of move things around, manipulate it a little bit to fill in all the gaps. This actually looks better, I think, than the first version I did. Look at how great those butterflies are, though. Like, I haven't even pointed out how wonderful it is the way they've used the parts to create the colorways on those butterflies. For example, those antennas are the little handles that you usually have on buckets, and that's just such great part usage. I think the best solution for me will be to fill in that gap with some parts, or just, don't look at that side, just look at it from the other side. The butterflies can, as you can see, rotate there a little bit on their stems, so that is an option if you want to give them a different sort of pose, whatever makes you happy. I really like the way that the pink flower looks great now. It's completely bloomed out there, and then the blue flower is bloomed out, and then the butterflies kind of are behind it. So my initial critique was because it's not a great 360 model, but if you look at it from one angle, you've got the butterflies kind of at the back with the flowers at the front. And obviously, when you look down, you can see where that gap is, right? So just don't look at that part, or buy parts and put in another flower. I think that's probably my best options, to get a fourth flower and pop it in there. But look how cute it is, the way you can like pretend it's a watering can and all is obviously solid and stays together. I bought this set because when I saw it in the window, it just made me happy, and I don't want my sort of interpretation of the little gaps to take anything away from that. This is a very joyful set. It is a lot of fun to put together despite it being repetitive, and in fact, something about that is actually sort of relaxing. As this is a Creator 3-in-1 set, you're getting exceptional value for your money. It's, what, 7.1 cents price per piece, and just like most of the Creator 3-in-1 sets that we've had this year, all three builds are really solid. Like, I kind of want to build those birds, and someone commented the other day that the boot was their favorite of the three. As I said at the beginning of this video, this isn't the sort of set that I would have seen myself buying 6 months ago, but I'm so glad that I have it. The part usage was just fantastic. The way that it makes me feel just to look at that, and that's something really strange to say about some plastic bricks. Plan for the set is to take it to work, have it in my desk, sort of need to switch out some of the penguins and stuff that have been sitting there for a few months. But right now I put it next to the piranha plant. It's the only other sort of botanical set that I have. And I just think it really demonstrates how well it pops on a shelf. I don't think I have any other bright yellow Lego that sort of stands out like that, and it's not garish at all. It looks fantastic. You think bright yellow, that is not something I want on my shelf to look at every day, but trust me, you actually do. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking about picking up the set, and if you are, which of the three builds are you most interested in? I really appreciate you watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button to let me know. And do remember to subscribe to the channel so you can see more great content coming out in the near future. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.